rooftops coming into community first, and then the commercial comes. So you've all probably seen that if you've lived here for some time. You see the residences, and then you see a backfill of the public shopping centers, the gas stations, the restaurants, the fitness facilities. They're not there first. You need the rooftops to then support that type of use. Go ahead, Steph.
Why I chose this spot, first of all, was need, and second of all, I can't get that way.
Yep.
My answer is, well, for one, this is going to be private. You can't see it when you drive past it, and I'm keeping about 8 or 9 acres of trees because I want this to be an oasis. I want this to be private. I can't put this in a shopping center. This is very. I just took my nephew to Fruit Cove Middle where they have home fields and there's 5 feet and there's massive lighting. I'm like, I wouldn't want that. Right. But this is private. We'll have hours of operation. There's not going to be I'm not running leagues.
Let me just take control of the meeting. We got people with hands raised, so let me get to them. Yes, ma'am.
My question is the hours of operation. When would this be open for people to use it? When would they expect people to be, that parking lot being busy and all of that kind of stuff?
They're certainly subject to change, but I was thinking 7 a.m. to maybe 8 or 9, but not 24 hours.
Okay.
It's typically daylight hours, right? Generally speaking. Yes, there's some seasonal stuff where in the winter it might get darker sooner, but generally daylight hours. This isn't a nightclub, this isn't a night restaurant,
Right.
This is something where it's used for a specific purpose to help serve the community. You had your hand raised for a while, let me get you. Go ahead. I'm gonna come back to you.
What's the intended use for the field,
And
the
that's a great
football-sized field?
It's about 50 yards.
50 yards? What's the intended use for that?
The question is, what's the intended use of the turf field? Okay, the turf field is a really good backbone of this use. And everybody sees that and you think of like soccer tournaments and all kinds of other stuff going on and hosting this and hosting that. But I'll let Steffi describe what the vision is behind that turf field and why it's covered in that type of facility, unlike any other. Go ahead, Steffi.
Something important to me was growing up was training, and my mom had to take us off Phillips Highway, I think was the nearest place for kids specializing in sports that wanted to train. But we have more data and more science that kids should be training outside, and so I'm not running leagues. It's funny, people think I'm doing like sports leagues and all that, but we have enough, fields and turfs and all that. It's supplemental so that if you have a kid and you want to go to the gym, you can and you sign him up. Maybe he's doing football, so we do agility for an hour or whatever. So we have coaches that specialize in getting your kid ready to supplement for their league. You go work out, you guys meet, you leave, so for me, this was necessary because of all the kids. Like when I go out and meet, and obviously my sister with all her crazy kids and all the sports leagues, it's just huge out here. And I think as we know, kids need a little discipline, they need coaching, and I think it would.
And as you talk about this, we're hearing really heavy raindrops at the roof, right? That's the exact intent and purpose of this covered turf field. Where kids don't normally have that, the ability to train, the weather, yes, obviously if there's lightning and really inclement weather, nobody needs to be outside, including in an indoor practice facility. But this offers that resource to get out of the Florida heat, right? Get out of the Florida rain elements, and to do some really active training and serve that specific purpose. So I think that was really fitting to hear the rain above Steffi as she's talking about that vision.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Hold on, sir. Let me get some other people real quick. Go
Correct
ahead.
me if I'm
Finish.
wrong, but isn't with residential...
Just raise your hand, sir. I'll get to you. It's all right. Well, you're butting into everybody. I'm trying to be civil and just take it one by one.
I'm being civil
If
right
you
now.
please stay, I'll get to you.
It's okay. It's a hard job.
Well, I have to control the
You don't have to control anybody.
I can-
You're concerned. It's all right.
I wish you would stay.
I wish I would too.
I'm going to get to you if you don't mind, but I'm trying to get everybody else. Okay, all right, thank you. You got my name and number if you want to reach back out to me, please.
Brad, you're doing a good job.
All right.
Don't worry. If they leave, they leave.
Listen, just let me say something real quick. Listen, guys, we only have this for 25 more minutes. I'm trying to provide some stability to this, and I want to get to everybody. And so I promise you, I'm trying to pick you out, but let's just be civil with this and not try to butt in. And I didn't mean that in any negative way, but we have a specific time here, okay? Go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong though, with residential, commercial, outdoor facilities aren't permitted. So how is this,
That's an indoor building.
how is it indoor if it's
The enclosed
open?
building doesn't have to be climatized. It doesn't have to be air conditioned.
But it's open air on the outside. So
That's right.
That's like saying that if I put a tent next to my house, I can include it in my
No,
square
it's-
footage on my house.
I get it. I agree 100%. That is circumventing the code. This is actual structurally engineered building. Okay, it just doesn't happen to have
But
sides.
it's open air.
No, it's enclosed. It's a roof. You can't open
Right.
air outside is actually to the roof to the environment.
I'm gonna beg to differ on that one, because I mean, it's still an open air
So
facility.
this is a building. It's indoors. The metric is indoors, and it just is open air. It's an open air structural building per the code.
And you do realize that this backs up to literally 1 to 2 feet of standing water where noise conducts more than just wetlands and trees
aware of
and
that.
vegetation and everything like
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes,
So,
sir. We plan to mitigate that with a screening wall on that open end. Okay?
screening walls aren't
For
gonna do
noise?
anything
Yes,
for
ma'am.
noise.
Yep, for noise, yep.
How many parking places?
How many parking places?
What's the capacity?
Um, we're at 70 parking, and that includes some handicap spaces. Yes, sir.
Just a buffer on the front of it, on the Greenbrier side, how deep is that?
This right here. So we have to reserve, that's how much? 60 feet for right-of-way dedication? Yeah, the right-of-way dedication. So we're giving up 60 feet, right, for the county to widen Greenbrier. So we're trying to take that out of the equation, but we've got a 30-foot development edge on top of that. So we're not double dipping. We got 30 feet on that scenic edge, and then we got another 60 feet to the
Are you
dedicated.
taking down the foliage or the trees?
No.
What, you know,
Nope.
Parallel,
Only at the entrance.
just at the end, or you have a sign?
We're gonna have a small uneven sign at ground zone.
And then I have one other comment, not a
Yes.
question.
Yeah.
By, the county okaying this, you could.
They haven't okayed it yet, so.
Well, I know. But anyway, we're trying to continue the appearance of Greenbrier from 13 all the way down to Longleaf. Well, the county took a bribe from Pulte to widen it, okay, $10 million or whatever the bribe was. So we're trying to preserve Greenbrier. Steph, you grew up here, so you knew how Greenbrier was and how pretty it was. And we're just trying to preserve it. Now, if this is approved, there's other people who are seeking opportunities for these fill-ins, and we do not want it.
Understood. Yeah.
And that's why we don't want
Right.
something like this.
So just to dovetail on his, and then I'll get to you, sir. All of the wetlands, so we have about roughly 12 acres. It's like 11.86 acres, plus or minus. We're only impacting plus or minus 1 acre, and that's on the fringe of our development site. Okay, that's just on this fringe, little kind of places right on the fringe area. The rest of it is all uplands, including the kind of upland figure that goes out to the roadway. So that's where the entry road is going in. The rest of it is going to be heavily vegetated as you see it. It's just the code requirement for the access road into the site with the landscaping, because again, the landscaping is required for that entry road as well. Okay, the Northwest sector has specific requirement for that. So that's all you're going to see. When you're here, you're not going to see through the trees to the building. You're only going to see it when you're in this entry, looking into the property or driving into it. So hopefully that's yes, sir.